Hello, YouTube. This is my first, don't know why I had to raise my hand like that, my first YouTube live. So you'll have to bear with me. I got this hit of inspiration to come live. And I thought I was going to go live on Instagram, but something within me was like, have this conversation on YouTube, which, I've uploaded a few things on YouTube before, but very, very little. So I'm excited to get into this. For those who don't know me, say hello, because I think at the moment I have about 3 subscribers to YouTube. So if you've come across this message, it is not by coincidence. If you've come across this message, it is for a purpose, for a reason. Maybe you know that, or maybe unconsciously you were called here for a reason. Something within your soul pulled you here. So whether you're here live or you're on the replay, let me know that you caught it. Let me know what comes up for you. I'm getting insane, like a really, really powerful energy coming through straight away. And one of the reasons why I was inspired to go live this morning is I got a message from a client who had just done an experience with me. And she mentioned that she was overwhelmed by some of the energies. And that's exactly what I wanted to talk about today, because I wanted to talk about the overwhelm that can occur when we are going through spiritual awakening. I want to talk about the overwhelm and also the pitfalls that we can fall into. What is wrong with my words today? They're not coming through. Okay, so just let me get fully present and see exactly what wants to come through, because it's literally like, oh my God, there's like so much warmth in my heart. There's so much that's wanting to come through. And it's almost like, you know what it's feeling like that's wanting to come through? It's actually this love from your soul. The warmth. Like, I don't think I'm going to get through this stream without crying, because the energy is just, it's really, really profound. It's this love. You are love. You are not separate from love. And it's something that I come back to time and time again. Is when I was training, when I was unlocking my intuitive gifts, I went to the Akashic Records and I pulled out a book. And if you know me for a while, you may have heard this before, but stay with me for it, because this is not to be understood by the mind. This is to be felt by the body. When I pulled a book within the Akashic Records, the Book of Love, I got the download from it, and it was you, humans. It was just you, but it was referring to humans are all searching for love, but you are pure love. Therefore, the very act of searching for love means that you're searching for yourself. We go around, whether that's looking for something external, whether that's the partner, whether that's the money, whether that's the clients, whether that's the home, the car, whatever it is. I'm not saying that those things are bad or wrong. But when we think that they can bring us something, when we think that they're the answer to our prayers, when really the answer is coming back home to your heart, coming back home to who you are, that's exactly where it's all at. The only reason we want those things is because we feel lacking. We don't feel whole. We feel separate from something greater, from something that we know is there. Otherwise, we wouldn't be searching. Why would we search? We wouldn't search if we didn't feel somewhat that it was there, the love that we are. I'm not saying it's bad or wrong to desire certain things, because life places desires within our heart. But it's when we think that they can provide that wholeness to us. Now, the reason why we can get overwhelmed within this process of awakening is because we are getting hit by so much energy, so much truthful energy, so much love, that it can be a shock to the nervous system, to the body, to receive high vibrational light, high vibrational love, truth. Now, you will not receive what you're not ready for. I have a little bit of a cold, so excuse me. And I feel like the cold is one of the integration things that's been happening for me, because I have been in deep integration myself. And the way in which I share and the way in which I work with clients is I tend to tell my own stories of my own lived experiences. Now, whether that comes through me today or not, I'm not sure. But I do have a bit of a cold, so excuse me for that. It's like when I am integrating something big, it's like it hits my body. The truth hits my body. So when truth hits our body and we have that feeling of, oh my God, like we come here like with a veil of forgetting. We forget, and then when we remember, we're like, oh my goodness, how did I not see that I was loved? We go out into the world and we feel amazing. And there may even be parts of us that's like, I want to tell the world. I want to tell the world that they've forgotten. I want to tell the people that they're loved. I want to show them love. And then things happen within our reality that we're like, oh, I had an interaction maybe with a family member or a partner that triggered the hell out of me. We start thinking that we're going backwards. We're never going backwards. This is what the biggest pitfall is. We are evolving upwards. It's a spiral, so it can feel like a spiral at times. It can feel like you're spiraling out of control. But when we have those deep truths land within our body, something happens within the nervous system. We shift our center point from once looking at life, perhaps through the lens of fear or through the lens of lack. And when something so deeply hits us, so fundamentally true within our heart, within our being, not necessarily within the mind, because the mind will just be like, but how? Sometimes when I've had these truths land in my body, it's like, feels like brains splattered on the wall. I used to have a mentor that would say that. Brains splattered on the wall, like literally like, what? I've been living this reality thinking that I'm separate. Oh my goodness. And I could just sit for hours, sometimes in tears, but not in tears of pain or grief or disillusion, but just like profound emotion that's moving through my body. When this happens, sometimes we're on a high and we're walking about like nature, being like, oh my God, like God is in everything. I can see God in the flowers. I can see God in the trees. I can see God in this other person. And then within a few hours or days or months, something happens. This is what I see as the biggest pitfall, is because people fall into this something happening that they have experiences, maybe through people, maybe through situations, and they're not in resonance with what they've just learned, the big truth landing in the body. And the reason for this is when a big truth or a download lands within your body, it can feel like the most blissful, ecstatic experience. But over the coming days, weeks, months, what is no longer in resonance with that profound truth that landed within your body has to leave your body. There's just no other way. So what I see a lot of people doing, and what I used to see within myself, and I can still identify this within myself, is noticing the egoic mind wanting to like cling to either that blissful state or cling to like, no, I must go back here. When really what's happening is there's just a disturbance that's happening within the body. That's energy, built up energy over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years plus, that's wanting to leave. It's old energy that wants to leave your system. The pitfall that people fall into is thinking that they're going backwards. They start digging into it and start going, there's something I need to heal, when it's just old energy that wants to move through your body. The body is so intelligent and it knows what to do with that energy. Sometimes it will require you to sit still and go into that inner disturbance. Go into it, relax into it, and let it leave your body. It knows how to leave your body. And when it leaves your body, the love, or that blissful state that you've tapped into, will come back and will stabilize within your body. The biggest pitfall is where we think that we have to do something to get back to that state. Well, yeah, you have to do something. You have to sit with the discomfort. You have to allow the discomfort. You have to allow the anger. You have to allow the pain. You have to allow the grief. You have to allow that leave the body. You welcome it in wholeheartedly, not like pushing you away or pushing that aspect away, welcoming it in and being like, oh, I see you. And that might mean that you witness things that you have not looked at in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. People, I find it quite humorous when people are like wanting to almost like dismiss the past and be like, why are you digging up the past? You're not really digging up the past. It's just within you already. It's within you. It's locked into you. So what happens when we go through a less desirable experience or a traumatic experience is the body takes a shot of it, maybe freezes within it. Maybe it freezes. Maybe you have a trauma response that freezes. And I was shown this so beautifully a few weeks ago in meditation, and it was showing me like an ice cube. There's an ice cube, almost like within one of your energy centers, there's an ice cube. And this ice cube, every time that you get triggered, that wound gets triggered, it's like, it like pops a little bit and some of the water inside the ice cube fills out. Some of it spills out, some of it spills out. But what happens when you look at that part of you, that aspect of you, head on, face to face, no longer fearing the discomfort, no longer fearing the anger, no longer fearing the grief. You just look at it and you witness it. And you witness it with so much love and compassion. Not witnessing it to saying, hurry up, move on, come on, jog along. I want to go back to that blissful, ecstatic pleasure within my body. Not that way. But through full devotion to self, to being like, wow, I want to feel you. I want you to have the opportunity to feel, because of all those times where I didn't let myself feel, or where I didn't feel that it was safe to feel. Can you come home to that truth? Can you come home to that remembering and sit in sacred witness of the part of you that just wants to be seen and wants to be felt? When you do that, the ice cube dissolves. When the ice cube dissolves, you may meet lots of tears. You know, it's literally the ice cube. It dissolves into water, and that water still wants someplace to go. For me, it's tears. For you, it might be something else. And when that ice cube dissolves, all that's left is love. The Shakti that's within your body gets to move freely through your body. She's always there. The love that you are is always there. It's just an illusion that it's not there. And somewhere deep within your being, no matter how disillusioned you're feeling in this now moment, you know it's there. Because my journey, I always knew it was there. There was feelings of, throughout my entire life, suicidal ideations, depression, anxiety. But somewhere within me, I knew. No, I didn't consciously. I look back at those moments and I think, did I consciously know? And I can't even think because my sacral chakras, or my crown chakra, is going off right now. There's so much tingling happening there. But it's like the part that I feel in deep resonance with is like, though the younger child, or when I was younger, it was like I knew there was a different way. I knew only of love. And when I came into this 3D existence and started seeing the illusion and the batshit craziness of the distortions of people operating out of fear and hurt, I was like, there's another way. And I think for me, that's why I wanted to check off this planet, is because I was like, this does not make sense. Why are people operating in this way? And you'll be in resonance with this if you have ever had that feeling of, I want to go home. Home to where? Home to the heart. And I live in Bali right now. And I came here a couple of years ago. And it's so funny because I was in Bali years prior. And Bali to me is such a different experience. You know, my grandmother used to say home is where the heart is, and it truly is. Because I traveled years ago. I traveled in my 20s. And I remember being in other countries. I think even been in San Diego. I was probably like 18 in San Diego. And I was so unhappy. So unhappy. You think you can go to these beautiful destinations like Bali and Thailand, and you think that, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. I was in paradise, but I was in hell. It's like heaven and hell are states of consciousness. I wasn't able to be with myself. I wasn't allowing myself to feel all that was built up inside of me. And I don't blame or shame that part of me. I believe life was experiencing itself through me in that way, and that way is absolutely perfect. All our paths are different. They're all different. Some people find love when they're really young, or find a significant other. Some people can find true love themselves early on. Some people are later on. Some people have success within their business early on. Some people go years without that success. What's all of it guiding you to? Back home to yourself. The pitfall, I want to bring it back to the title. The pitfall is thinking that when you're integrating these energies, that something is wrong. Of feeling like you need to, I'm just going to open up another curtain here because it's a little bit dark there on the side. I don't know if that's going to make any difference. Not really, but anyway. Of thinking, I need to move through this. So for example, I want to bring you an example of one of my most recent integrations. I'm not going to give you the actual details of it, and maybe I'll come live another. I a lot of times when I'm in something I don't like sharing, I like sharing from experience, but when it's fully integrated. But this is coming through right now for me to share with you, and it's like I had the beauty of the truth landing, and for a few days it was just so beautiful and so profound. And then the days following, it was like everything that did not align with that truth came to the surface. And then just yesterday, I had a challenging day where my ego, where not just my mind, but within my body, this old energy that wanted to be burnt off was just coming to the surface and shouting, because it gets louder and louder when you're clearing it. So multiple times I had to sit with that part of me and just let it scream, let it rant, I wasn't actually, for clarity, I wasn't actually screaming. I was literally going inwards and hearing a part of me be so frustrated, hearing a part of me be angry, hearing a part of me feel all alone. And I was letting it. I was just letting it. And it would subside. I'd be like, oh, I feel relaxed and amazing. And then a couple of hours later, that part would be like, because sometimes these parts of us are so ancient and so primal, they don't even have words, but we can feel it. And again, I sat with it. And I looked at it face on. And I let it do what it needed to do. Just sitting with my body, letting my body do its thing, because the body is so intelligent. And it was burning off and burning off and burning off. And another pitfall that we can do is like wake up one day and be like, it is gone. Because I don't know. Today I might, you know what, yesterday There was countless times that I had to do that. Today it's 11 a.m. and I haven't had to do that yet, and I'm awake since 6:30. But I'm not deluded enough to think that it's totally gone. It might be. I just don't know. Our ego is looking for certainty. It wants to know, well, do I have more work to do? Or is it gone? What happens if you're like, I have more work to do? You're like, well, I'll go digging in and finding these parts of me to be healed. You don't need to find parts of you. It's going to come up. If you're in tune with your body, it comes up. It'll come up all on its own. So you go find it, or else you say, I am healed. And then if that part comes up, then you start shaming yourself and start thinking, no, I'm going backwards. It's not fully gone. It's like, why do we do that to ourselves? That's not God. That's not source. The source within you is the all-loving, all-compassionate part of you that knows that when you're integrating these big energies, that it's going to be difficult for the human. But freedom lies on the other side. It's a process of letting go of thinking you know where you are on the journey, of even thinking that there's somewhere to be on this journey. A biggest part that causes our suffering is not accepting the here and the now, not accepting the moment, not accepting that something's integrating within you. Because you know and I know that this is part of a much bigger piece of the puzzle. And perhaps if you've come across this, it's because you know that you're here to help people as well. And if you know that you're here to help people, nobody wants to, not nobody, but many people, myself included, and others, it's like, we don't want to get help from somebody that's like, just perfect, even though you're perfectly imperfect. It's all a big paradox, right? But it's like, why would I go to somebody for help if they had never experienced pain? It just doesn't make sense, right? I mean, you've probably gone to people who have been like, or you've had the experience of people be like, just get on with it. Just fake it till you make it. You've probably had that, right? Why would you think that somebody wants to work with somebody who's perfect, that has not been in this life experience, that has not navigated their own challenges in life? We make ourselves wrong all the time. When we think we should be further ahead, when we think we shouldn't be overwhelmed, when we think that we should be perfect. All of this journey and integration is about that stuff that's been in our body for a long time, just leaving. And the more and more you do it, you will realize that this is for freedom. That while it doesn't feel comfortable, you will start noticing. When I welcome this aspect of myself in, when it has a chance to feel and feel fully, it leaves my body, not through force, but through love. And you can say that about anything in life, not through force, through love. I'm just going to see if there's anything else that I want to add here. It just keeps ending with that sentence over and over again, not through force, through love, not through force, through love. So if you're in this season where something is moving through you, Can you not force yourself to feel better? Can you not be saying that it should be another way? Can you allow yourself to sink into the hands of unity, of God, of Source, and allow those parts of you to dissolve? Because when they dissolve, who you truly are comes to the forefront. And it doesn't come from the mind, it comes from the entirety of your being. It feels like something has been called forth from within you. And it takes great strength, bravery, and courage to come to this point of where you are. And whether that's that this is the very first YouTube that you've ever come across and you've heard anything like this, it takes great courage and bravery to be a human. And for some reason, you're here. You might not know why you're here. You might have a slight inkling. The only real reason that we're here, the only real purpose is to know ourselves as love, to know ourselves as the creator. Life created itself through you, like it's wanting to live out this earthly experience through you. And sometimes we go through seasons which can be challenging, whether that's something in the physical that's happening or whether you're integrating something, energetic. This is all part of the divine unfolding. This is all for a reason. You know that deep within in your soul. And sometimes I work with people and they're unsure of why they're going through something, and they can get really frustrated because they're like, I wish that there was just this in the world. I wish there was that in the world. I wish I was able to go speak to somebody about this or go do that. And I'm like, that's not here because you have a passion for that. And if you have a passion for it, maybe you're the one that's supposed to bring this to the world. So instead of getting frustrated that this isn't in the world, can you go with that? Can you go with what's lighting you up? Can you go with where you've been led to? And that itself is beautiful. That itself is magic, because love wants to express itself. And oftentimes our creations, it's like just expressing itself. So I really want to know if this landed for you. As I said, this was my first live stream on Instagram or on YouTube. I go live on Instagram. I was about to say quite a bit, but not as much of recent months. I haven't been called to, but I did this as an expression, and maybe I'll do a different YouTube on this, but oftentimes when we're moved, right, we get moved by life and we move with life, right? And we get an idea and we put the idea out to the world, and then we get frustrated. We get frustrated because it didn't warrant the result that our ego would have preferred. And for me, I'm coming off this live stream in very clean energy of I got to express myself. And there's nobody live with me here now. Well, I actually don't even know. Oh yeah, I can see up here. It would tell me. There's nobody here with me live. And I've done Instagram lives where there's been nobody to a few people to, I don't know what I call many people, right? And I remember times sometimes been frustrated. Life moved me to do this thing, but it didn't warrant the result. So why did I do it? And now I can see it so clearly. It's kind of we do something to express something, and it's complete. The energy is complete. How that lands on the other side is not up to me. It's up to life itself. I don't need to get attached to thinking, oh my God, is one person going to like it? Is 10 people going to like it? Is 100 people or watch it? That's not mine. What's mine is I expressed when life moved through me. That's at the end. But having said that, I would love to know if you are here. Can you comment? Can you hit the thumbs up? Can you let me know? I would love to hear a comment from you to what came up for you. The way in which life moves me is so interesting, and I feel like I really enjoyed expressing here today. And I'm feeling like perhaps maybe I will be coming on to YouTube more to express more as life moves me to do so. So if this conversation resonated with you and you have questions coming up, please type them in below so that I can actually see, and we'll see if it's a conversation that life wants to move through me in that. So I'm sending you love. I hope as you're integrating the big energies that are coming through right now in July or whenever you're listening to this, I hope this was helpful for you.